Well, hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. Yes, this is Jason, the Canadian YouTube creator. That's right. How are you guys feeling today? I'm also known, of course, as Jason Cosmic RSSP Authority. Now, my present subscribers, they'll know what RSSP stands for, but for you newbies out there, stands for Real Secret Space Program, way up there in space and way deep in space. Millions of miles is represented by my powerful, glorious photo in the infrared. And it says, infrared photograph of one of the gigantic cylindrical objects taken by the Hubble all the way in the rings of Saturn. That photograph was taken in 1986. If you guys watch previous videos of mine, I show you several reasons why we can know that it's staffed by U.S. naval officers. That's right. But today, my friends, I want to continue my series on some of the CIA stooges that I believe the CIA puts out there. And the CIA marketing merchandise cash grabs that they orchestrate, my friends. And it's all to distract you guys out there and ladies out there, to distract all of you from what's really going on with the U.S. intel agencies. And in this case, we're focusing on the military UFO flying programs, my friends. That's right, the Real Secret Space Program. It's time to reveal more truth, my friends, so we can break down the walls of this absurd elite secrecy, right? We've got to unpack more truth, my friends, so we can get our power and sovereignty back, all right? Now, before I continue, just a quick reminder, my friends, if you guys do appreciate my deep, hardcore research, because I am trying to be bold, honest, open, and true, my friends. I do hope you appreciate my intellectual honesty. I'm really trying to help us to provide the much-needed sufficient transparency together and be advocates for the truth, because this is the most important subject of our times, my friends, because these are free energy generation propulsion systems, and it'll get you off centralized utilities. We won't need stinky oil, gas, or coal. Any researcher worth a grain of salt will tell you that, my friends. And we haven't needed it for 50 to 60 years. But these covert military civilizations, they've been holding the rest of the world hostage, my friends. And it's disgraceful. So if you guys appreciate or just enjoy my videos in general as well, I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll give me the thumbs up. And of course, feel free to share my videos and leave a comment if you want. I read them. And I really appreciate my present subscribers. I appreciate all your support out there, everybody. Okay? And I'll put links down below in these videos as well. You guys can follow me at Facebook, Instagram. I put out some outrageous, funny videos on social media sometimes. And also, I even like to say, I'm buddies with Elon Musk. That's right. We're going to Mars in the next 10 years. Remember, my friends, Elon Musk tells you he's going to leave in his lifetime. And I predict it'll be in the next 10 years. And whether he likes it or not, I'm going to go with him. And I'm going to go with the rest of the elitists to Mars. And if you guys want to join me for this epic human adventure, all you have to do is subscribe. Give me the thumbs up, and I'll take you. Okay? Now let's carry on here, my friends. With the Real Secret Space Program, discussing it. This is why I do these videos, my friends, because I really believe it gives us a great stage to see how the CIA, the NSA, the NRO, the Deep Black Program contractors, we can see how they act, my friends, and how they behave so unethically. We can see and begin to understand the cycle of disrespect that they show to the rest of the world, my friends, time and time again. And on a more positive side, well, that's positive in itself, because then you start to understand real reality, my friends. I'm trying to help us cut through the misdirection, the lies, right? The degradative discourse, the orchestrated strategic distractions, as they say, the disinformation, the misinformation, so we can get to the truth, my friends. So, because they try to distort reality and have all these egregious lies, and they do it time and time again, my friends, right? But we can get to the truth, my friends. We absolutely can. And so again, it gives us a great stage to see how our governments and leadership show this cycle of disrespect. And again, on a more positive side, my friends, therefore we can, we can evolve our thinking, right? We can make a profound, transformative paradigm shift in our thinking, in our attitudes, and ultimately, as I say, get our power and sovereignty back, my friends, and get the truth on these free energies, because it absolutely is clean, free energy. This is an alternative free energy generation propulsion systems, my friends. And yes, some of these technologies, you can absolutely use it in your homes, and they know it, my friends. That's why the government's in the leadership. That's one of the reasons why they've had this cover-up for 50 to 60 plus years. Actually, we're going on 60 plus years, my friends, because they don't want to reveal their power. And let's get into what I'm talking about here. Well, first of all, remember, my friends, I did a video on good old Bob Lazar, right? This was one of my videos talking about the dirty players. I started on Bob Lazar, right? He was just a disinformation agent. This guy never talks anything about real important issues, never talked about the missing trillions, right in his own backyard in Nevada at the time. Remember, all throughout the 80s and 90s, you got financial fraud on industrial scale. This guy claims he went into hangars and he saw real alien spacecraft that weren't mock-ups. They're from another civilization. How the hell would this guy know? He's full of shit. And he got his checks from naval intelligence, my friends. That should put up red flags right there. And even Lazar himself had to admit years later that maybe he was sent to put out disinformation. You think? Absolutely. He's just another CIA stooge, my friends. Come on. And then I did a video, as you guys, present subscribers, those of you that watched my video, I thank you. I did one on Stephen Greer, my friends. Stephen Greer, another CIA stooge, my friends. This guy's working for the United States, U.S. intel agencies. There's no question. And he tells you in so many words. Remember, he went on Joe Rogan. I'll never forget this. And Joe Rogan asked some very good questions, you know. And Rogan asked him, well, who chose you? Because again, remember, Greer tells you he's doing this huge diplomatic effort. And he's getting government officials involved, and they go to beaches for these EC5 initiatives, right? They point lasers in the sky, and they want to convince you, Stephen's trying to convince you, that they're able to vector ET craft in. Can you believe it? And of course, Rogan knows that he's the front man for Sirius Disclosure, where they've had, what, 1.6 billion views approximately on Netflix? So Greer's answer was, of course, he said, well, the Air Force chose me. Because he said, you know, he's doing his E5 initiatives 15 years ago. And again, his whole thing is, I'm trying to help us make this diplomatic effort so we can make contact. In the face of humanity, we can make peaceful contact. I mean, come on. And the guy's in charge of the extraterrestrial study, in other words. You know, I've always said, my friends, let our cosmologists and astronomers, let people with noble intentions searching for extraterrestrial life, let them do their job. We don't need goofballs like Stephen Greer, okay? I think I did a good job exposing him. I showed you guys that I believe he's involved in a diplomatic U.S. psyop. And Sirius Disclosure is just another CIA marketing merchandise cash grab. It absolutely is, my friends. I mean, come on. What guy is going to retire, as I said in my last video, who's going to retire for making hundreds of thousands of dollars as an ER doctor? Because he tells you, right, he was a drama doctor. Who's going to do that and go to make this diplomatic effort in the face of humanity? You think he's doing all the good of his heart? And the Air Force chose him? Well, the CIA chose him to be a CIA stooge, a CIA asset. And remember, my friends, he had an uncle that worked at Northrop Grumman, okay, helping build the lunar module to send the astronauts to the moon. As Stephen tells you, that's just the perfect cover project. I've told you guys before, my friends, if you're the CIA and you're going to put out these shills, you know, that work for the U.S. intel agencies, and Stephen's just one of them, I'm convinced of it, then often you would choose somebody that worked for the government in your family, right? It only makes sense, okay? And him being an ER doctor, it's just part of the cover story, my friends. You just got to look at it from the government's point of view, okay? And it all goes back to the cover-up. We'll get to that in a moment. But so that's Stephen. Now, today, my friends, we're going to get to Tom DeLong, right? Where is he? And my buddy Luis Alozondo for the TTSA, right? To the Stars Academy. Came out a couple years ago. They did their big presentation. There's There's Bob Lazar, and there's Tom DeLong, the burned out rock star from Blink 182, right? He's supposed to be really interested in ufology. I'm sure he was for many years. And then what does the CIA do and Lockheed Martin? They hire him to be a shill again, another CIA stooge, except this guy's not real CIA. He's not intelligent enough. No offense, Tom, I don't think you are. But they hire this guy to do all this publicity as a public figure and just give him just enough compartmentalized information and give Luis Alozondo just enough compartmentalization, because remember, he's a counterintelligence officer, former counterintelligence officer for the CIA, my friends, okay? Now, he's just hired as a CIA contractor, most likely, okay? Even Walter Bosley tells you that. Walter Bosley worked for intelligence agencies. Dark Journalist did a really good job breaking down Luis Alozondo as well. My buddy Joe from the Carolinas. Hi, Joe. Many months ago, Joe did a really hilarious video. Again, just talking about and exposing the ridiculousness, the outrageous proclamation and pronouncements from the likes of Luis Alozondo. And of course, Stephen Greer he epitomizes ridiculous proclamation pronouncements as well. All these extraterrestrial civilizations coming here. You see how they distort reality, my friends? It's unreal, but they do, and they lie to you. And here's the infrared photograph or video evidence of UFOs. You think this is the best video evidence over all these decades of military UFOs? Of course not. And my friends, they never use the correct term. You notice this? Stephen Greer, he never uses the correct term. Luis Alozondo never uses the correct term. Tom DeLong never uses the correct term. Bob Lazar never uses the correct term. They never use the term military UFOs. You notice that? And none of these guys actually talk about the black budget amazing technology and the free energy. Well, I mean, Bob Lazar, he talks about anti-gravity. The guy doesn't even, he's totally sending you disinformation, my friends, and bullshit, because the guy never even talks about plasma. In these spacecraft, my friends, including the black triangles, they are rotating plasma between 40 and 60,000 revolutions per minute. That is very crucial to the part of the technology, my friends, because it gives you this extreme high atmospheric pressure, okay? By creating the superconductive plasma, you're spinning mercury, again, creating the plasma and this vortex, and that reduces the mass of these spacecrafts, my friends, by at least 89%. That is crucial to being able to sustain the amazing performance. We'll break down the technology more in future videos. But again, my friends, what is the TTSA all about? Well, I'm telling you, my friends, it's a CIA marketing merchandise cash grab. Even Walter Bosley basically tells you as much, which I already knew, my friends. And Dark Journalist says the same thing. And my buddy Joe from Carolinas knows the same thing. And Joe, you're killing it with your videos. We're loving your videos, Joe. Joe and I did an amazing, electrifying, powerful live stream, I believe, just over 11 months ago. You guys, I'll send the link down below again. I usually do it to most of my videos now. You guys can find it. I hope you guys will check out our live stream. It was on the secret space program, okay? I didn't get into the CIA stooges on that live stream, but I think you guys will find it. Hopefully I've revealed a lot of titillating and tantalizing revelations with Joe. We did on the real secret space program, my friends. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the interesting speculation we came up with as well, okay? And when I speculate, my friends, as a good researcher, I try to base it on good reasoning, okay? It doesn't mean you always connect the dots correctly, but a lot of times you can, my friends, okay? And the great Joseph P. Farrell, the amazing researcher and personality out there, he's trying to do the same thing, okay? But I've made it my life goal, my friends. There's only one other person that I know of that's really trying to do this. My goal is to try to penetrate this black budget technology for us, my friends. And that's why I'm going to do a series again on those black triangles. But I digress. Let's get back to the CIA stooges, Luis Alozondo. Remember his story, my friends? He's supposed to be this disgruntled employee because he's so disgruntled and upset and exasperated because the governments aren't revealing enough truth about the UFOs, the UFO flying programs. This guy is what a farce, man. What a liar. This guy had the audacity to say in an interview, I called him in bold-faced lies. Remember, my friends, this is what he's trained for, to lie to you and send disinformation to you, my friends. That's his career, man. This guy, he had the audacity to say in an interview, referring to UFOs again, that the technology is not in our inventory. Are you kidding me? Not in our inventory? He knows it's trans-international. He knows about the military black budget technology and the UFOs and USOs coming out of the oceans. He'd have to know, my friends. He knows that we've got a multi-planetary civilization on the one side of Mars that's being built for decades, my friends. He's got to know. He knows about the bases on the far side of the moon. Anybody that's got any semblance of any knowledge at all within the military-industrial complex and the private contractors and CIA, you would have to know that the technology is trans-international. Russia and China have military UFO flying programs, and very significant ones at that, my friends. Even though I think the Americans are largely still ahead of the game, primarily when it comes to UFOs. But Luis Alozondo knows, again, it's trans-international. So that's a bold-faced lie right there, my friends. An egregious lie, right? But that's what they do, my friends. So, you know, one way to explain the TTSA, let me just give you a broad conceptual overview in my own words here, my friends. What better way, how do you reveal your power, you know, without stripping the world away from the paradigm that you rely on to consolidate your own power? Well, you hint at it, right? You get a group of people to write stories about commandeered craft, you know, ET spacecraft, right? Like in the book Secret Machines by Tom DeLong, right? What better way? You do that. Well, there's Tom DeLong for you. And then you get retired CIA officials and, you know, people from good old Lockheed Martin. You guys know I focus on Lockheed Martin a lot of my videos, if you guys listen and watch my videos. Of all the defense contractors to focus on, my friends, to try to get the truth on these free energies, we need to discuss and look at Lockheed Martin, because they're controlling all the data in the U.S. federal government. I've told you guys why on videos, we can know that. So, again, my friends, you get CIA officials, people from Lockheed Martin. It's a whole CIA, Lockheed Martin, you know, phony skunkworks disclosure I described, right? And so you get them to give just enough compartmentalization to the likes of Luis Alozondo and Tom DeLong to reveal this soft, sanitized, soft disclosure I described, right? With, again, a lot of disinformation and lies, very little truth, and you reveal a disclosure that's not even quite believable, right? Because it's designed, you release that infrared footage in the infrared with the likes of Luis Alozondo. This is on CNN here, my friends, right? Terrible footage, by the way, coverage by these pilots. So we're, you know, they won't even be honest with you, you know. Pilots have been chasing UFOs, my friends, we know for decades. But here's the truth, my friends. The truth of the matter is, and my buddy Michael Schratt, the great aircraft aerospace historian, who's trying to penetrate the black budget technology, just like me, my friends, he tells you that most government officials, even high-level government officials, that means senators, congressmen, you name it, and most high-level military officials, my friends, they don't even know what's going on because they're not read into these compartmentalized programs, my friends. They're not read into the structures of the secrecy within the private contractors and now the private corporations that are often in charge of hiding the technologies, my friends. Again, they're not read in these programs, okay? So yes, you're going to have pilots chasing a form of the military, the black budget technology. This has been going on for years, my friends. But again, Luis Alozondo's not going to tell you that. Because what the TTSA does, my friends, and you guys know this if you're paying attention, the TTSA, just like Stephen Greer's Sirius disclosure, right? It's all to hyperbolize and sensationalize the vague uncertainty of UFOs, meaning, oh, they could be a threat. We don't know who's piloting these UFOs. Give me a break. And you know, this is why I get so exasperated too, my friends, because you got 95%, or I'd even say 98% of ufologists, they do the same thing. They want to sell more books, so they end up being sellouts, I describe it. They try to hyperbolize the vague uncertainty of UFOs instead of telling you that it's the black budget technology, my friends. That's what we got to reveal the truth on, okay? That the military, these high-tech civilizations, the covert military civilizations, they have literally harnessed the zero-point energy as a technological reality. That is all part of the free energy generation propulsion systems, my friends. And you guys see my future videos when I talk about zero-point energy. And that is getting that energy from the ether of space. You talk about powerful, dramatic propulsion systems. Totally unconventional, my friends. That's the talk that we need to have. We need to have intelligent public discourse and use discernment, my friends, on this military technology so we can ultimately get our hands on it. And ufologists have not done a very good job, okay? Not at all, in my opinion, including Richard Delong in a lot of ways. But we'll get to do videos of Richard Delong on future videos, even though he does some other good work. But when it comes to UFOs, my friends, Richard Delong loves to just go on and on about ET stories and whatever. But I digress. So again, my friends, the TTSA, it is an orchestrated strategic distraction, my friends, and a disinformation campaign. It absolutely is. And again, it's just another CIA marketing merchandise scheme. And that's why, again, my friends, I love to talk about the real secret space program. I hope you guys do as well, because and learning about it, because again, it gives us a great stage to see in real time and talk about how the CIA are working, my friends, right? How they behave. You know, it's almost hilarious the way they send out all this disinformation and lies. I mean, but we've got to understand, my friends, that they distort reality, right? Don't buy into the ET lies, okay? And here's another guy. Remember I told you George Knapp, he's become almost a dirty player in a way as well, my friends. He's another guy, in my opinion, who has sold his soul. Bob Lazar has sold his soul. Luis Alozondo has sold his soul. The likes of Stephen Greer, of course, he sold his soul years ago, and again, as a CIA asset. Well, George Knapp, fat-ass George Knapp, excuse me as I call him, and he really needs a personal trainer, in my opinion, but I digress. But really, George Knapp, my friends, he pushed Bob Lazar to go out with this story, for heaven's sakes. So, you know, George Knapp never talks about, again, he doesn't have any noble intentions of trying to penetrate the black budget technology. He doesn't get into the financial issues that UFOs, military UFOs, are a financial issue. It is the lion's share of the economy, my friends, this black budget technology. George Knapp should have been talking about it. Bob Lazar should be talking about it. Stephen Greer should be talking about it, my friends. But they don't focus on the missing trillions hardly at all, okay? And that's disgraceful. And then you get Jeremy Corbell. Here's another dirty player, I believe, my friends. This guy's doing a documentary on Bob Lazar. Can you believe it? And now you get more distraction and just endless stupid information from a pilot here who's chasing UFOs, who doesn't even want to admit that it's part of the military. He even knows that it's another form of the military that they're chasing. I mean, come on. He can't be that stupid. So, again, my friends, don't believe the TTSA to the Stars Academy, okay? You get very little truth. And they do admit part of it's for entertainment, right? Purposes. But, I mean, my friends, the TTSA, I'm so happy, I'm so delighted that people in the alternative community, people that want to really get the truth out there for the rest of the world, the likes of Dark Journalists, Daniel from Dark Journalists, Walter Bosley, my buddy Joe from the Carolinas. Hello again, Joe. These guys are, you know, we're basically shunning these dirty players, just like I'm trying to do, my friends. As I've always said, it is so important to shun these dirty players, my friends, and know that it's the CIA, primarily behind the curtains, too, putting these guys out as CIA stooges, my friends. It's so important to shun these dirty players. And I've told you guys months ago, the reason is because if we ultimately want to grow a culture and society to sustain ethical leadership, okay, which we should, right? That's the goal. The late John F. Kennedy, as I've always said, he was a believer in freedom, my friend. He was trying to shun those dirty players in the CIA, right? That's why he said He wanted to destroy the CIA in 1,000 pieces. He knew they were out of control, the U.S. intel agencies. And they're more out of control and behaving unethically more than any time in history, my friends. We know this, right? So if we can shun those dirty players, though, my friends, if we can show the crowd the dirty player, then we can get a chance ultimately to grow a culture and society to sustain ethical leadership, my friends. But we have to have a new awareness campaign over the U.S. intel agencies. This means elements of the CIA, the NRO, the NSA, the deep black program contractors. Because here's the bottom line, as I've told you guys before. It is the mandate of the CIA, the NRO, again, NSA, the deep black program contractors. It is the mandate of them to lie, deny, and deceive at the expense of American taxpayers. And this means millions of people worldwide, okay? Including my beautiful people, my powerful country of Canada, my friends. So we have to know that, all right? So, you know, this is what I want to talk about today, my friends. Luis Alozondo, in my opinion, he is just a liar. He's a CIA stooge. He's a CIA contractor, most likely. Again, retired from the CIA now, but still a CIA contractor. The whole TTSA is just an orchestrated, strategic disinformation campaign, my friends, to distract you from what's really going on with the United States intel agencies, that being CIA, and that being the black budget technology, the military UFO flying programs, doing all this off-planet investment on the moon and Mars, by the way. You notice, my friends, never, ever do you hear Stephen Greer, Bob Lazar, George Knapp, Luis Alozondo, Hal Puthoff for the TTSA. We'll get into him on future videos. That's the scientist, I believe, from Lockheed Martin, right? You never hear these guys talking about the off-planet investment with the military all over the one side of Mars and on the far side of the moon. And that started in the 1960s, particularly on the moon, my friends. And they've been all over Mars for decades as well. There's absolutely no question. It's undeniable. But these guys don't talk about it, my friends. And that's why you can know they are disgraceful, okay? They are absolutely disgraceful. They have sold their souls. Because this is what we should be talking about, my friends. We need a policy discussion. Let's make it transparent. Even the great Catherine Austin Fitts, the financial expert, my friends, she knows we've got bases on Mars. She even tells you, poses it as a question. You know, if you got bases on Mars, let's make it a policy discussion. Let's make it transparent because you're stealing trillions of dollars from taxpayers, my friends. That's what's going on here. And they absolutely do. And Luis Alozondo, he would know that too. I mean, come on. He's going to know enough information to at least know that we've got a multi-planetary civilization already built, my friends. No question about it. And now you know the whole world is finally interested in going into space, right? We've got major space programs, space investment now. It's exciting times. Really a remarkable, privileged era we're living in. Again, Luis Alozondo, Tom DeLong, Stephen Greer. These guys don't talk about the space-based economy. They're not talking about what's going on with the major global space investments, space programs, again, the multi-planetary civilizations, the activities of the covert military civilizations. They don't talk about the important issues, my friends. That's why you can know they sold their souls and they're just CIA assets and basically CIA stooges, okay? So I want to thank you guys very much for being graceful with your times today. Sorry, gracious with your times. I hope you guys will subscribe to my channel. I really want to grow this channel. I'm thankful I have subscribers interested in buying some of my shirts. I'd love to grow my channel enough to know that I could do that successfully. By the way, my friends, you guys can look forward to amazing, great videos more in the future because I'm going to really break down the black budget technology, these TR-3Bs, from the Aurora space program, and guess who's the prime contractor? Lockheed Martin, and I'll show you why. Just like Lockheed Martin, we know are the prime contractor for the F-35, you know, the conventional turkey plane, the $1 trillion turkey plane. They spent over $1 trillion on this program, gouging the taxpayers. This is what's going on, my friends. This is what we need to talk about, right? And have intelligent discourse on these issues. And that's what I'm trying to do, my friends, to the best of my ability. I hope you guys will appreciate me, well, I hope you will appreciate my igniting your fertile imaginations out there. And I hope you guys appreciate my visceral engagement with you guys. Again, I'm trying to be bold, honest, open, and true. So I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll give me the thumbs up, the like button. Press it, my friends. And let's take this channel to the next level and reveal more amazing truths on the real secret space programs out there. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day. More great videos to come. And remember, my friends, don't buy into Alozondo, the TTSA, or Sirius Disclosure, or a Tom Delong and Stephen Greer. They're all CIA stooges, basically, my friends. And they are lying to you for the most part, okay? Take care. Thanks. Bye.